Good evening, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is how to behave when you're traveling. If you're ever traveling in a way that is between roofs, that is to say, outdoors, without the luxury and convenience and security of a home or a house or a roof, there's a difference in behavior that it becomes appropriate. And I want to highlight that in a few minutes, if I could, if it's of interest to anybody. Speaking from experience, I have lived indoors and outdoors. For the vast majority of time, I've been indoors. For some number of years, I've also experienced outdoor living as well. And hopefully this information is helpful to anybody before that happens, not after or during, but take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, things change. Priorities change. The way you interact with people, especially other people in a similar situation, changes. And this is the stuff that people don't realize until they live outdoors. But you learn it pretty quick. You learn that you're exposed, and you have to be extremely firm. You have to be extremely assertive and with no delay. When you're, approached by other people in need, looking for things, and pretty much everybody living outdoors is looking for something. So what that might look like as being different from when you have the security and safety of a house is perhaps being ready to defend yourself and understanding, first of all, that conflicts can be unavoidable. When there's scarcity, when there's people who are intoxicated or under the influence of some kind of drug, it can be almost impossible to avoid a confrontation. And you don't necessarily have the luxury of a convenient place to withdraw into, or to retreat into, so to speak. So you really kind of have to think on your feet. You got to draw those boundaries, and with hard, clear lines that people will remember, or else they'll be back, especially if you share a space. And it's mostly about, defining a working relationship. Sometimes being assertive prevents a conflict. Ironically, it is ironic. Being assertive and being, perhaps dominant and respectful at the same time can prevent injury and disaster, assuming people are not overly intoxicated. That's kind of a wild card, and there's not really any way to deal with that except for to avoid it if you can, hopefully. But exposure is a big deal. It changes everything. Being exposed to the elements, being exposed to authority, being exposed to other people, it becomes a big deal immediately. And there's a way to handle it that does not look right to other people, and that's the point. It does not look right if you have a place to retreat to. It looks sometimes downright hostile, but it becomes necessary. Anyhow, I hope everybody has a great night. If you have questions or comments, by all means, reach out to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.